The world of the National Basketball Association is known for thrilling moments, superstar performances, and games that keep fans on the edge of their seats. But every once in a while, something extraordinary happens, a night where everything seems unpredictable. A night when underdogs rise, superstars explode, and the entire basketball world feels like it's spinning in pure chaos. One unforgettable evening in the NBA delivered exactly that. What began as a normal schedule of games quickly transformed into a night that fans, analysts, and players would talk about for a long time. The evening started like any other. Arenas were filling up, fans were wearing their team jerseys, and commentators were preparing to call what they expected to be routine matchups. On paper, some teams were clear favorites, while others were simply hoping to compete and avoid embarrassment. But basketball has a way of surprising everyone. The first signs of chaos appeared early in the night. In one arena, a team that had struggled all season suddenly came out playing with incredible intensity. From the opening tip-off, they moved the ball faster, defended harder, and shot with confidence. The opposing team, which had been dominating the league standings, looked completely unprepared for the energy they were facing. Within minutes, the underdog team had built a double-digit lead. Fans in the arena were stunned. Commentators kept repeating the same question: what is happening right now? Every time the favorite team tried to respond, the underdogs answered with another incredible play, a deep three-pointer, a fast break dunk, or a perfectly executed defensive stop. Meanwhile, in another city, a completely different kind of chaos was unfolding. A superstar player was having one of those nights that every athlete dreams about. From the moment the game began, he looked unstoppable. His first shot was a smooth three-pointer. Then came a steal, followed by a fast break dunk that brought the entire arena to its feet. The crowd could sense something special. Possession after possession, the superstar continued to dominate. He was hitting difficult shots, breaking through double teams, and setting up teammates for easy baskets. Every time the camera cut to the bench, teammates could only shake their heads and smile. It was one of those performances where everything seemed effortless. By halftime, he had already scored more points than most players average in an entire game. But the chaos didn't stop there. In another matchup happening across the league, fans were witnessing one of the greatest comebacks of the season. A team that had fallen behind by nearly 25 points looked completely defeated in the first half. Their shots weren't falling, their defense looked slow, and the opposing team was playing with complete confidence. At halftime, many fans believed the game was already over. But something changed in the locker room. When the second half began, the trailing team came out with a completely different energy. Their defense tightened. They began forcing turnovers and turning them into fast break points. Suddenly, the 25-point deficit started shrinking. The crowd that had been quiet earlier in the game slowly began to wake up. A three-pointer cut the lead to 15. A huge block on defense sent the crowd into a roar. Then another deep shot made it a 10-point game. Now the arena was shaking with excitement. With every passing minute, the impossible comeback began to feel more real. Fans who had almost left early were now standing and cheering loudly. The players fed off the energy of the crowd, pushing harder with every possession. Finally, with just seconds remaining in regulation, the trailing team hit a dramatic three-pointer that tied the game. The arena exploded. Commentators screamed into their microphones, fans jumped out of their seats, and players on the bench ran onto the court in celebration. The game was headed to overtime. But even overtime couldn't contain the chaos of that night. Both teams battled with incredible intensity. Every possession felt like it could decide the outcome. The tension inside the arena was almost unbearable. Then came the moment that would define the night. With only a few seconds left on the clock, one player stepped back from far beyond the three-point line. The entire arena held its breath as the ball left his hands. Time seemed to slow down as the ball traveled through the air. Then, swish. The buzzer sounded, the shot had gone in. The crowd erupted into absolute madness. Teammates rushed the court, fans screamed in celebration, and the player who made the shot was mobbed by his teammates near half court. It was the kind of moment that instantly becomes part of NBA history. But the chaos of the night wasn't only about dramatic finishes. It was also about rising stars making their presence known. One young player who had been quietly improving throughout the season suddenly delivered his career performance. Against one of the toughest defenses in the league, he played with unbelievable confidence. He drove fearlessly to the basket, finished difficult shots through contact, and knocked down three-pointers with perfect form. By the end of the game, he had scored a career-high number of points. Fans immediately began asking the same question: is this the next superstar of the NBA? Social media exploded with highlights from the night. Clips of incredible dunks, clutch shots, and unbelievable plays were shared millions of times. Analysts on sports networks debated which moment was the most shocking. Was it the unbelievable comeback, the superstar's historic scoring performance, or the buzzer beater that sent an arena into complete chaos? Everyone seemed to have a different answer. But one thing was certain: the NBA delivered a night that reminded fans exactly why basketball is one of the most exciting sports in the world. Because in the NBA, nothing is guaranteed. The best teams can be shocked by underdogs, unknown players can suddenly become stars, and a single moment can change the entire story of a game. That night proved that basketball isn't more than just a sport. It's a stage where drama, passion, and unpredictability collide. Fans who watch those games will remember them for years. They will remember the roaring crowds, the impossible comebacks, and the unforgettable buzzer beaters. And whenever people talk about the most chaotic nights in NBA history, this one will always be part of the conversation. Because sometimes the NBA delivers great games. Sometimes it delivers legendary performances. But on rare nights like this, it delivers absolute chaos. And that's exactly what makes the game so special.